Hi my darlings, welcome to my channel. So for those who are new here, my name is Bethany and I am the Yogi Witch, and welcome to today's brand new spell work. So a few weeks ago I put up on my YouTube just a kind of little community poll just to see what you guys wanted, and you guys voted that you wanted to see a little bit more of the spells and the rituals that I use in my own personal witchcraft practice. So today I'm going to bring you one of my favourite ones to do to practice in the third quarter moon, so just before that new moon phase where we move into setting intentions, manifestations, in that phase, that lunar phase, sorry, where we are releasing. So in today's spell, we are going to be working with fire to help burn away any anxieties and any anxieties and any insecurities that maybe we've been holding within, especially if you feel it weighing you down or kind of giving you that brain fog, which is often what my anxiety can do to me. It kind of blocks out that third eye, so I can't quite work out what's reality, what's in my mind, and what decision I should make. So just before we begin, disclaimer, this is my first little kind of vlog, spell work, whatever you want to call it, that I have properly done on my channel. So I am brand new to this, so please be kind. I am still trying to figure it out, trying to push past my anxieties of speaking to a camera just as me and not as, I don't know, not in the middle of a yoga flow or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna go through the spell work together. It's gonna be really gorgeous, really delicious, really soulful, and ever so magical. So, guess let's get started. Okay, so for today's cleansing spell, there is a few things you're gonna need. Now remember, as with all the witchcraft practices and with spell work, you can use any ingredients that you prefer. So you can mix and match, you can develop from my spell and make it your own. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're going to need a white candle. Now you can use a white pillar candle like I am using, or you can use a little tea white candle. Tea white candle? Tea light candle. Oh, just as chaotic as my yoga flows, eh? So we're going to be using a white candle specifically because we want to bring in a sense of purification, and we want to bring in a sense of protection, especially as we are working with insecurities. We're working with anxiety, so openly we are working with the heart chakra. The next thing you're going to need is obviously a lighter. I mean, I feel like that's a given. You're also going to need sage. Now you can use sage, you can use Palo Santo, you could use incense. Anything that will help cleanse the space that you're working in, also cleanse the things away from our soul. I'll explain it a little bit later on in the spell work what I mean, but we're going to be using it to cleanse the actual intentions that we want to release. Some black salt. Now black salt is one of my favorite things to use in a witchcraft practice. I love it. This is homemade black salt, so you can make it. Oh God, it smells so good. You can make your own. Oh, I get distracted by how good it smells. Anyway, you can make your own black salt, or you can buy it. But if you don't have any black salt lying around, then maybe you just use white sea salt or even pink sea salt, kind of anything. But this is going to provide a kind of base to break up our spell and to provide a sense of protection and cleansing when it comes to the burning aspect. A heat-proof dish and a spoon. So I really stress a heat-proof dish. We're going to be burning things, so please, please, please get something that won't melt, and please do it on something that's not going to burn. Trust me, I've learned this. And also, don't wear hairspray. That's another big thing I learned. Do not wear hairspray when doing the spell. Do not wear hairspray when using any fire to do a cleansing spell. It's just a word of advice. A little bag. I have a little blue kind of jewelry bag because blue represents peace, and that's what I'd like to bring in today, is a sense of inner peace. But you can use any color that you want. Obviously, it's whatever you want to mix and match. And we're also going to be using a rose quartz crystal. So rose quartz represents self-love, it represents friendship, and it represents just kind of all those positivity, all the peaceful vibes that we are searching for, especially as we're working, like I said, with the heart chakra. We also need some paper. So you can just use paper out of a notebook, kind of anything that you like. I use it from my Dreams and Schemes spell book, which is just basically blank papers that I use to write my spells down, burn them, especially if I need them, like setting intentions, whatever. Giving yourself a few minutes, get yourself sorted, and yeah, then we'll get started, my darlings. We're gonna first start by obviously lighting our candle. And using this candle, we're going to light either our sage, our Palo Santo, maybe even your incense. But we want to cleanse the space that we're working with when we do spell works, as we don't want any negativity or kind of any toxicity coming into our space. Especially, like I said several times now, we are working with our heart chakra. We're working with cleansing our space to cleanse ourselves of anxieties and insecurities. So when I cleanse my space, I like to keep a window open. So it's a window just behind you open. And I like to take my smoke in a circle. Just to, you know, create that protective space for us. So we may work knowing that we're protected from any outside kind of emotions or outside elements. And just leaving that smoking for a moment, we are going to start to work with writing our intentions. So, like I said, this is going to be a releasing spell work. So it's almost kind of like shadow work. We are going to take a moment to write down what it is we'd like to let go of. Now, you can write as many things as you'd like down, especially depending on how you're feeling and what it is that's been weighing you down, that may be making you feel not quite yourself. So you're going to take a moment to write as many things as you'd like down, as many anxieties, as many insecurities that you'd want to release. Starting each sentence when you write it with I release, letting the universe know exactly what it is that you want to let go, exactly what it is that you don't want in your space anymore. So grab yourself a pen and start to be really honest with yourself. You're in a safe space, we've cleansed it, we've got our white candle burning. Hopefully you're doing it in this kind of a private moment or a private space, away from prying eyes or ears that are listening in, and you're going to be truly honest with yourself. No one's going to read this, we're going to burn it. So be as honest as you want of what it is you would like to let go. Taking a moment here to write them, and then we'll meet right back to start burning them.
So writing down anything and everything it is you want to let go. Take your time, you don't need to rush these. Enjoy the process. Like it's almost like a mini therapy, getting rid of everything that's been holding you back or has been keeping you prisoner in your own mind, my loves. Take your time, enjoy it. Taking the time to write those things you want to get rid of within your heart, within your mind, within that spirit. And once you've written down everything it is you'd like to get rid of, you're going to rip those pieces of paper apart. So ignoring the fact that I ran off and go and get myself a pair of scissors to cut the piece of paper nice and tidily, that's just my little OCD mind, you're going to take the time to rip each individual insecurity out of your notebook and place them to one side.
Okay, so we've taken a moment to write down all the insecurities and everything that we'd like to get rid of. And what we're going to do is we are going to be working with the element of fire to cleanse ourselves of them and to release these from our sacred spaces. So working with fire is one of my favorite things to do, as I am a little bit of an elemental witch. I do love working with the elements, whether it be wind, rain, wind, water, fire, earth, anything like that. And I love working with fire. That makes it sound a little bit crazy, but no, I really do. I think it's a beautiful way to cleanse ourselves, to release ourselves, and to kind of help ourselves feel a little bit better, because when you work with spell work, it can be quite personal. So when you burn it, you know that no one's ever going to read what it is you've written. So grabbing all the things it is that you have written down that you want to release, all those anxieties, we are going to cleanse and we are going to burn them. First things first, we're going to cleanse each anxiety from our being, from the piece of paper that they are on, before we burn them, my darlings. So, grabbing that sage or that Palo Santo, you're going to take a moment just to cleanse it away from yourself, maybe repeating what you've written down in your mind before we burn them away. So holding the paper, so the burning is at the bottom, comes all the way to top, burns a little bit faster, and then placing it gently into that heat-proof dish. And continuing with this for every one of your spells.
You have burnt the final piece of paper, why not take a few moments just to sit with your emotions, meditate on what it is you've released, and give yourself a second just to really connect with the work you're doing.
Okay, so after you've taken a little bit of time to meditate, to think about what it is you're releasing, we're going to kind of send it away using our black salt, or maybe just your kind of classic sea salt. So what I like to do is I like to check that everyone has been burnt. So maybe if one still hasn't been burnt, just burn it away here. That's not a big deal. Sometimes those insecurities are a little bit hard to get rid of. So when we work with paper, whether it be recycled paper, whether it not be, they come into this little ashy form. So this is a perfect way to work with kind of items to help create that dust, which is what we're looking for our little bag. So grabbing our black salt, we're going to give it a little bit of shake to kind of wake up its energy. Giving it a bit of a sniff because it smells so good. So we're going to pour as much of your black salt or your sea salt into the dish as you want. Now when we pour it in, it breaks up all those pieces of paper into ash. And it forms kind of a little bit of protection for us. So once you've poured your amount in, you're going to give your jar a shake. Mixing that black salt with those intentions you're releasing that we've burnt away to resemble nothing but ash. Beautiful. Don't know if you can see that gorgeous little ash that's going on there. Now finding that bag that we need, whatever colour it is that you've chosen, we're going to scoop all of this ash into this little bag. So you can just tip it in there, but I'm a bit messy, so it goes everywhere. So I just use a little spoon. A silver spoon would be tip top to get it all in there. It's kind of therapeutic to scoop it all in there. It really is. Whoops. Now, once you've scooped as much as you can get out, you're going to find that rose quartz and you're just going to place it into the bag, tying it at the top with maybe a string that's on the bag, or maybe just a piece of string, or even like a bobble or something. Anything at all. Once it's in there, we're going to give it a bit of a shake. So that rose quartz comes kind of sunk into the ash. Now, what you can do with this is up to you. I personally like to leave it out in the new moon glow to kind of help the healing process go along, but this is up to you. Some people do choose to bury it, so like maybe burying it in the garden. Other people like to keep it on their witchcraft altar to remind themselves of what it is they would they'd like to release, sorry. So what you choose to do with this is completely up to you. But in this little bag is all those insecurities, all those anxieties that we don't want anymore, that we do not need on our person. So choosing to do with it what you wish, but simple as that. A little cleansing bag. And once you've done your spell, blow out that candle to seal the spell and to signify that the ritual is over, my darling. Like I said, you can do what it is you want with this bag, bury it, maybe keep it on your witchcraft altar, anything at all. But this is a really super simple, delicious, nourishing, cleansing spell that I love to use during the third quarter moon, especially when my anxiety is kind of bubbling to the surface. So I hope that you enjoyed this little spell ritual. It's super simple, a super short vlog, but I hope it was alright, a little bit nerve-wracking for it being my first one. But I'd love to know how you got on making your own cleansing bag. So let me know in the comments below or over on my Instagram at @theyogiwitch. But I'm hoping to bring a lot more of these spells and these rituals to my page. So please let me know if you enjoyed it. Don't let me know if you didn't enjoy it. Remember, I'm sensitive. But Don't forget, I upload 3 free flows a week and hoping to bring a spell in each week. But thanking you so much for joining me today, my darlings, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Blessed be.